This is May 2011, paper 1, time zone 2, question number 10. It's a question about arithmetic sequences. And we've got an arithmetic sequence, and it tells us the third, fourth and seventh terms of the arithmetic sequence are also terms of a geometric sequence. So I'm going to write down an expression for the third, fourth and seventh terms in an arithmetic sequence. So it's u3 is equal to u1 plus 2d, or a plus 2d in this case. u4 is equal to a plus 3d, and u7 is equal to a plus 6d. Now, if those three terms form a geometric sequence, then that means if you do u7 divided by u4, you get the same answer as if you do u4 divided by u3. So using, these expressions, I can rewrite the red as u7 becomes a plus 6d, u4 is a plus 3d, is equal to a plus 3d over a plus 2d. And now I've just got to solve that equation and rearrange it for a in order to achieve this goal. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to multiply both sides by a plus 2d to get rid of the division on the right, and I'm going to multiply both sides at the same time by a plus 3d to get rid of the division on the left. So on the left, this and this cancel each other out. On the right, this and this cancel each other out, and I'm left with a plus 6d times a plus 2d on the left, and a plus 3d times a plus 3d on the right. Let's write that out. Get a plus 6d times a plus 2d equals a plus 3d squared. So I'm just going to multiply out each of those brackets. I get a squared plus 6ad plus 2ad plus 12d squared is equal to a squared plus 6ad plus 9d squared. You should see you can take a squared off both sides, so that's not going to factor in. Just tidying up the left, we get 8ad plus 12d squared is equal to 6ad plus 9d squared. I'm going to subtract 9d squared from both sides, and I'm going to subtract 8ad from both sides to give me, on the left, 3d squared alone is equal to minus 2ad. We're nearly done with part A. At the top it said d is not equal to 0. That should be obvious. It's not really a proper arithmetic sequence if d is equal to 0, which means that we can divide by d on both sides to get 3d equals minus 2a, and if I divide both sides by negative 2, I'm going to get the result that I was told I should get, minus 3d over 2. QED. Even if you can't answer part A, because you've got this, or if you do it, even more importantly, if you do it and you get a different solution, you've made a mistake multiplying or something somewhere, and you can't spot where it is, answer part B using the results that they have provided. So, before we do anything, fourth term of geometric sequence, we really want to find out what the value of r in this geometric sequence is. And like I said in part A, r is equal to u4 over u3, or it's equal to u7 over u6. You can use either of these definitions. I'm going to use the first one because the numbers will be a little bit smaller. So u4 over u3 was a plus 3d over a plus 2d. And I can rewrite, using the results from here, I can rewrite that as minus 3 over 2d plus 3d over minus 3 over 2d plus 2d. And with a little bit of rearranging, I can find a value for r. Remembering this is r that we're evaluating here. So I've got on the top 3d minus 3 halves of d is going to be 3 halves of d. In the bottom, 2 minus 3 halves of d is going to be 1 half of d. I can divide the top and the bottom by d to give me 3 halves over 1 half, and I can multiply by 2 to get rid of the fractions, and I'll just get the answer 3 over 1. So that's my value for r. The first 2 marks in this question, or maybe it was the first one actually, are for evaluating r. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, once you've got that, show that the fourth term of the geometric sequence is the 16th term of the arithmetic sequence. So the 16th term of the arithmetic sequence is fairly easy to calculate. Its u16 is a plus 15d. And we already know that a is minus 3 over 2d. It's still snuck up there. So I can rewrite that as minus 3 over 2d plus 15d is equal to, well, that's 27 over 2d. What about our geometric sequence? Well, I've got all the information I need for my geometric sequence. The first term of my geometric sequence was the third term of the arithmetic sequence, which is a plus 2d, or we already simplified that when I was doing it here. It's half d, d over 2. And my ratio, again, I've already worked it out, my ratio is 3, so I can work out, what am I supposed to be working out? The fourth term of the geometric sequence, so v4. v4 is going to be equal to u1 times r cubed, which is d over 2 times 3 cubed, which is 27d, all over 2, which I already showed was u16. Therefore, v4, the fourth term of my geometric sequence, is equal to the 16th term of my arithmetic sequence, and my job is done.